Shane Dawson is one of the biggest creators on the platform, and he's been around for years. He's made many different pivots in his career. He's gone through various controversies, but in this video, we're gonna kind of break down the history of Shane Dawson and discuss why Shane Dawson cannot be canceled. What is up, everybody? This is Chris from The Rewired Soul, where we talk about the problem, but focus on the solution. And if you're new to my channel, something I like to do here is pull different topics from the YouTube community and try to see what we can learn from them. So if you're into that stuff, make sure you subscribe and ring that notification bell. And I don't know if this is gonna be a new series or what, but as many of you know who have been subscribed for a while, you know I love looking at not even just YouTube culture or pop culture or movies and TVs. I like looking at just society and human behavior and our thought processes and all of that, and just kind of think about it and analyze them. So I just wanted to discuss this because this is something that's been on my mind lately, but I do think there are various YouTubers or even various celebrities who can't be canceled, and I try to sit back and say, why is that? And I think a lot of us can learn from these things because in life, I made a video about mentorship and talking about Russell Brand. We should look to people who we think have characteristics that we aspire to have, and then we kind of look at it and say, okay, what can I do? What can I take away from this? And that's kind of what I want to do with this video on Shane Dawson. So anyway, Shane Dawson, again, like I mentioned in the intro, he's been on the platform for years. You know, he started out with some sketch comedy, he's made a few pivots and everything, and most recently, he's done just some elaborate, in-depth, documentary style videos, you know? Like he started off with Graveyard Girl, and he did Jeffree Star, then he did, you know, Jake Paul, and most recently he did a two-part new conspiracy theory series, and that was actually something that was really in-depth compared to his old conspiracy theory type videos. But anyways, he's been through some controversy throughout the years, and I've only been watching Shane for maybe a couple years now. He's my girlfriend's favorite YouTuber. She's been watching him since she was like a teenager, and I know a lot of you have as well. Like you're like OG Shane Dawson fans, right? But she got me into him, and my son actually loved watching him too, back when Shane was kind of doing just kind of goofy videos with life hacks and foods and everything like that. But yeah, he's had controversies just since I've been kind of watching him. It's a lot of people bringing up things that he talked about, mainly in his podcast. I am constantly surprised on a regular basis how there's not more controversy around Twitch streamers, because they're just on. They're on and public in front of thousands, if not millions of people on a daily basis, and I'm just astonished at how there's not more controversy around them. But in a podcast format, when you're talking that much, you're gonna say some things that people can kind of pick apart, take out of context, and try to paint you in a certain light. So obviously, you know, there was the most recent one where it was talking about something Shane did with his cat. There was another one that I remember, when did it happen? A year ago, or maybe even 2017, where people brought up a clip from the podcast about, you know, him talking about, you know, children and all that, and there'll be hashtags trending and things, and just Shane Dawson is over party and Shane Dawson is canceled. And look, baby, Shane Dawson is still here to stay. So I think this is three main qualities as to why Shane Dawson is just still thriving, still doing his thing, and being awesome. So the first quality I think that we can all aspire to have is vulnerability, okay? Shane Dawson, for many years now, has been on the YouTube platform as well as on Instagram and on Twitter, and he's vulnerable. A lot of people see vulnerability as a weakness, but it's actually a strength. And I think Shane Dawson is a prime example of how that can be a strength. I've done some videos on Dr. Brene Brown. If you haven't checked those out or checked her stuff out, make sure you go check it out. She has a new special on Netflix that I'm gonna watch and I might do a review of. But Brene Brown is a doctor who talks about the power of vulnerability. She has a TED Talk that went pretty viral. I think it has over 8 million views. But anyway, Shane Dawson is constantly getting vulnerable. Since the beginning, or just, you know, for years now, he connects with the audience on a level where he lets you know what he's feeling, whether it's through, you know, a YouTube video, whether it's through an Instagram story, whether it's through tweets or just comments that he makes. And being vulnerable really connects with people, because I think with especially with just like celebrity culture or even YouTube culture, if you will. And in a lot of different aspects of our society, there's a real us versus them mentality, right? There's us, then there's them. You see it in like businesses, maybe even it's at your company where there's like us, the employees, them, the people running the show. Maybe it's a school. There's so many different levels of social hierarchies, and it creates this divide. But I think with Shane Dawson's ability to get vulnerable on social media and in his YouTube videos, it's built a very strong connection. And that's how he's developed such a ride or die audience. But you also see when he's done videos, like I off the top of my head, I think about the series he did with Jeffree Star and the series he did with Graveyard Girl and some other videos that he's done where he's connected with people on that level. And it seems like it's just him and them, and it's not the camera and the millions of people that are gonna see it. So vulnerability is a great, great quality. The second quality that Shane Dawson has that I don't think he gets enough credit for is growth. And this is in a variety of different ways. So there's this personal growth of him maturing and becoming like the man he is today. And I made a video about Gabby Hanna the other day and how she got rid of the Gabby Show and now, you know, she's just going by Gabby Hanna. But like throughout this journey, the most we can do is just hope to grow, right? And like whenever this stuff comes up, whenever people pull up Shane Dawson's past and try to hold it against him, like I think that is just one of the most brutal things about our society today. I have another video planned where I'm gonna talk more in depth about this, but people bringing up people's past. Like, for those of you who don't know me, I'm a recovering drug addict and alcoholic. If everybody held me like today for who I used to be 7 years ago when I was a drug addict and alcoholic, like I would not live the amazing life I have today. Like I wouldn't have my amazing girlfriend Tristan, my son wouldn't be in my life, my son's mother and I wouldn't be such good friends, I would have never got a job again or anything like that if people held me to who I was back then, right? And what we've seen with Shane is this growth and this maturity. And in the most recent controversy he had, the whole cat controversy, like he talked about how his insecurities led to him making those like edgy jokes to try to get a laugh, to try to fit in, to try to be more acceptable, right? To try to impress people. And he's learned from that and he's grown from that. And I think that's something that we should all learn from. Like if you're somebody right now, if you're watching this video right now and you are trying to pander to everybody and not be your authentic self and you're not holding true to who you are, like learn from Shane Dawson. See what he's done and how he's grown. Like, here's the thing. The most we can do, the most any of us can do, me, you, everybody, the most we can do is take our mistakes, because we're all gonna make them, and learn from them and grow from them. And I think Shane Dawson is a great example of that. So the third quality that Shane Dawson has is courage. Like, I don't think he would ever admit this, or maybe just not even acknowledge it, but Shane Dawson is one of the most courageous dudes on YouTube. Like, let's talk about his pivots in content, okay? I see so many creators on this platform since I've been a YouTuber myself and watching other YouTubers. So many YouTubers are afraid to change because they're afraid they're gonna lose their audience, they're afraid they're gonna lose views, they're afraid they're gonna suck at whatever it is they've done. And like, let's go through the history of Shane Dawson, and I'm not as diehard as some of you, so some of you can point out like what things I'm missing. But Shane Dawson started out with sketch comedy, right? In the early days of YouTube. And then he did some other, you know, smaller pivots. And then like I said, when my son started watching him, Shane Dawson was doing like, you know, food videos, like trying different foods, making crazy foods, right? He was like melting things, like it was nuts and it was hilarious. He was trying out life hacks, right? And that's when my son was really into him, and that's when I first started to dig Shane Dawson. I'm like, this dude's hilarious, right? And then as I followed Shane Dawson, he started experimenting with some other types of videos and getting a little bit more real and taking you into his life and showing you his friends and how they interact and his relationship with Ryland and his animals. And I remember he, you know, did the video with that young woman who's doing great now on YouTube. What's her name? Sophie or Sophia? If you want to hear a funny story about her that when I encountered her at Vid Summit last year, go check out that video. I made a video about Vid Summit 2018. I had a very hilarious, awkward interaction with her. Anyways, Shane Dawson started doing videos like that, but then he decided he wanted to start helping other YouTubers and talking with them and doing these kind of documentaries. And that's when it led to, you know, his video with Graveyard Girl, and then his video with Jeffree Star, then his video with Jake Paul. And, you know, we'll see what comes in the future. I believe he's doing another series with Jeffree Star. But like, that takes so much courage. Like, I can't tell you, like, if any YouTubers are watching this, like, tell me if I'm incorrect on this. Like, how many creators do you see who are just afraid to pivot, afraid to change? So that takes a lot of courage. But the other aspect of this is, like, we see Shane Dawson with courage, just continuing to move forward, continuing to not give up. And that's something that inspires me on a daily basis. Like, if you want a hack that I use for my life, find people who never give up despite anything that's going on, right? Like, it would have been so easy for Shane Dawson to just throw in the towel anytime one of these controversies came up, from his old like sketch comedy and, you know, insensitive jokes he was making to the jokes that he's made on his podcast. He could have just thrown in the towel and said, you know what? All these people are mad at me. I'm just giving up. But he doesn't. He keeps pushing forward. And that, my friends, takes so much courage. So with these three qualities of vulnerability, growth, and courage, I believe, it's my theory, that is why Shane Dawson cannot be canceled, and I hope all of us can take lessons away from that. And again, I think I might make some more videos about other YouTubers or celebrities, you know, and just what lessons we can take from them. So if you like this video, do me a favor, give it a thumbs up so I know that you liked it and you want me to make more of these videos, or let me know down in the comments below, all right? But anyways, thank you so much for watching. And if you're new here, make sure you subscribe and ring that notification bell, because I make a ton of videos. And a huge thank you to everybody supporting the channel over on Patreon. You're all amazing. And if you would like to sign up, become a patron, help support the channel, what I'm doing here, get involved in our monthly Q&A and some access to some other content, click or tap right there, all right? Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.